Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for April 23rd. Taking a look at the futures here real quick. We are opening a little bit of flat. Um, the action on the SPY is just wonky, man. I mean, we get a massive dump and then a slow grind back up, massive dump, and then a slow grind back up, right? I mean, taking a look at this 5-day chart here, 5-day, 1 minute. Especially today when we had a gap down and then this popped right back up, it just seems like overall they don't want to let this come down. Something is protecting it. You know what I mean? Every time it takes a hard dip, it gets bought right back up. But then if it gaps up too high, it gets sell off, right? So this was our last highs right here at the 291.40s. So we're in a very compact range, and to me it looks like we're only getting tighter and tighter in this sideways range, if you can call it a sideways range. I mean, if you want to say it's a trend, I don't think it looks like a trend, right? I mean, this is basically the range that it traded today, from the 289.50 to the 290.50, so a dollar range. Now that we're opening flat, I think it dips at the open. I mean, I like to see it dip at the open. As you see, we kind of made like a little mini high here for the day at 290.25, right? So I want to see it dip and hold for it to continue to come up, and then anticipate this breakout of 290.50. Fill this gap right here. Initially, fill this gap, and yeah, that'll be probably tomorrow, running all the way back up to 291. So looking for a dip out the gates to hold around the 290.25s area and then run it back up to fill the gap. I mean, it looks bullish. It looks bullish. And I'm not even a bullish person. Like, I'm not that great at longing stocks, or I'm a cynic and I don't really believe in bullishness, because overall the market to me is very overvalued. But doesn't matter what I think, but that's kind of what I'm anticipating tomorrow for the overall market. But however, let's get into the watch list real quick here. AMD, very, very interesting. I mean, look at this run up today. It had an earnings catalyst. Let's take a look at daily chart and change this to 30-minute. It had an earnings catalyst, right? No, it had a catalyst today. It's not an earnings catalyst. Barclays, the analyst, came out with an upgrade today. Okay, so it basically squeezed out. Okay, and then it finished holding its highs. Now, what I'm looking at is this here on AMD on the daily chart. We had like a little sideways range motion for the past few days, right? And I believe AMD is announcing earnings soon on the 30th. Okay, so AMD is announcing earnings on the 30th. The stock's just trading sideways right now like this. So with the upgrade, I think people are getting ready to buy into the earnings, okay, as we come back up into this range. Now, this 28.35 area is I mean, if I'm a short seller mostly, and I'm looking at this daily chart, and it's like, okay, I would short it here on this day as a pop back up. I would short it here on this day as a pop back up. I would short it here on this day. So today, I think the shorts are a little bit kind of have their asshole puckered up, and they're all set and ready to cover if tomorrow AMD can hold the 28. So looking here at the 28 mark, very key psychological hold number, right? It might dip a little bit out the gates. Let's take a look here. The way it finished so high up here above 28 tells me that tomorrow we are getting a gap up, and at the gap up we'll get a sell-off. For whoever bought in today, is going to take some profits at the gap up and causing the stock to close the gap a bit, and then hit some sort of support around this 28 area, and then ride it back up. Now, looking here on AMD, yeah, 28 is a key support. 2830 is a key resistance right here. This is kind of like the line in the sand for the short sellers, in my opinion. So if it gets above 2830, then as you can see here on the daily chart, then these short sellers will cover up. And it wouldn't surprise me if the short squeeze and the momentum carries over into the 29 area. So I'm looking for long tomorrow for momentum play. Okay. Basically, we have the catalyst of an upgrade. We have shorts piled in, getting ready to be squeezed. We have stock that closed really well on its highs, anticipating a gap up. And yeah, I do like the thesis of it having a second day run and perhaps continuing on into 29. Now, the average range for the stock is $1.07. Okay, so I am looking for a dip to hold around 28, if not maybe a little higher, 28.10, right? And then rip it back up and target 29. So that's AMD. It's going to be one of my main watches here. Next up, Microsoft, MSFT. Let's put in some lines here or some support and resistance real quick. I traded Microsoft twice today, and after this video, I'm actually going to make a recap of my trade. Microsoft did exactly what I planned. Okay, I called these drawings were from yesterday, right? I called key support at 23, and it might come as far down as 2280s. Okay, and as you can see, 2280s got bought right back up here at the open, and once it started flattening out, then it took a rip, right? And I was targeting 125, but unfortunately it didn't get as much momentum as we wanted. And as you can see, the stock did top out here at 124. So overall, after today, we have 2 run-up days, a little bit of faded volume. I think the stock is going to top out a little bit tomorrow and perhaps pull back a little bit. So I'm definitely going to watch this 124 area and see what it does, as 124 was today's highs. Also, it's 52-week highs. Okay. Obviously, today we didn't have enough momentum. I don't know if momentum will come back tomorrow, if volume will come back tomorrow, right? We did have a faded volume, but stock is overall very extended. And for it to have a third day run up, possible, highly improbable. Okay. Looking for a dip at the open still. I actually took a trade right here at 3 o'clock and into the close where I took off my position. And obviously, they bought it up, right? So they are anticipating a more of a swing style type of trade. They're trying to target 124. And when I mean they, I mean the overall market. Looks to me like they're targeting 124. So 124, very, very key. Expecting a gap up because of this after hours run up here, as you can see. So perhaps in the morning at the pre-market, we'll open and see probably the first print I've seen way too many times. First print right at the target where I'm looking for the rejection, and then it starts selling off. Okay, and then from there, gonna be looking for some sort of support at 123.50 here, which is yesterday's highs. Okay, the stock has cleared yesterday's highs at 123.50. Okay, and it tested and held. So if I'm still looking for that dip to hold this again, the 123.50, and then see what it does. I do actually like it on the long side. I mean, personally, I think it's going to take a day or two, but looking for it to trade tomorrow in a sideways channel, okay, from this 50 cents channel, maybe a little breakout, maybe a little breakdown. We'll see. I really can't tell what the direction is. So just going to have to watch it tomorrow. But we have key areas here, 123.5, 124, and we'll see what it does. Also going to leave these support and resistance on for the day. On the 30-minute chart, it bounced off 123.35 as well. So probably mark that off as an interim area. Okay. Microsoft. Next up, we have Roku. Roku, we do have a catalyst on Roku after hours. Okay, so looking at this after hours action, as you can see, it closed right here at the 58.20s area or $58 area. And then we have an analyst, Susquehanna, upgraded after hours and causing this thing to pop and rip. So looking at this chart, let me load up some drawings real quick. Now, I want to make a note that these drawings on Roku were made last week and they're still useful. Okay. More importantly, though, I mean, because of this after hours reactions, very positive, obviously, I am looking for a dip and rip more on the bullish side tomorrow. As you can see, we have a very nice trend line, and it actually follows the 200 SMA here on the 200 on the 1 minute chart, right? So it overshot the trend line a little bit. You're gonna look for a little dip tomorrow to hold this 58.75 area to 58.50s area. Okay, and looking for support around here, and then ride it back up. A lot of shorts have piled in on the stock ever since the snap down of the 60. Okay, and now we see this day on April 12th, we had the snap down of a key resistance or support area of $60, right? So I do think the stock will target 60 tomorrow, but not after a dip first out the gates, and looking for around right here. This area is 58.50 to hold. Okay, on the daily chart, you can see where I come up with 58.50, and obviously the uptrend line on the day holds true at 58.75. So we have a very concise support zone. Looking for the support zone to hold, make a double bottom or higher low from here, and then get long. Target is $60. And finally, SQ. SQ is very interesting. I mean, looking at this intraday chart, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. After a mass sell-off day, and then we have I understand a pullback day, but a day that literally gets everything back from yesterday and some, that's pretty crazy. So let's take a look at what I'm looking at for SQ tomorrow. This is a major reversal signal on the daily chart, right? I'm looking for a continuation of momentum here, looking for a dip and rip. Okay. So particularly the 72.50 is what I'm looking at right now, the opening price of yesterday. So taking a look at that, I mean, 72.50 is a key psychological whole number or key psychological number. Okay, it's close enough. It's only 50 cents away. So a stock like SQ can definitely drop 50 cents and be able to, and it's a nice level to hold, right? So let's take a look here at 72.50 right there. Okay, so right here, massive volume bar on the 30-minute chart, right? We are above it, looking for it to come down, hold and test. Might give it a little bit of wiggle room into the 72.30s as well. So we do have a nice concise support zone. Looking at this bar over here at 8 o'clock in the morning, opening price 72.32, right here, as you can see. So nice support zone, looking for a dip and rip because of this massive reversal signal here. And once it breaks out to 73, this thing is going to go. Not even 73, 70, 75. So once it breaks out where this is at and start holding, then this is going to go. This is going to squeeze and bring it back up to, I think 74 is definitely possible. So 73, 75 is very key. on the daily chart, 73.50 as well. It looks like it wants back up on the 200 SMA right here on the daily chart. So SQ will be one of my watches as well. Okay, so that's basically 4 tickers: AMD, Microsoft, Roku, SQ. I'm still keeping Pinterest on a side watch. Okay, it actually looks pretty clean to me, to be quite honest. I mean, if I'm taking a look at the 5-minute chart and the 1-minute chart, this actually looks pretty clean, trading around the whole numbers, right? Around the $25 and the $24 area, right? We have some major reversal signals. So overall, I think the market is still a little bit iffy on the ticker yet. It hasn't really picked a direction. I actually prefer Zoom a little bit more. Zoom in itself, this was clean, right? At every single level, at 65 here, 64, see where it bounced, right? And then 63, and then 62, right? 61. So every dollar level it touched, it made some sort of support and resistance, and it's very clean in my opinion. So it's gonna be on the side watch for now. I really don't want to overload my watch list because we are coming into earnings season, and Twitter is announcing earnings tomorrow before market open, as well as some other companies like Verizon, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, etc., United Technologies. So going to be watching out in the pre-market. There's going to be a lot of plays for sure. After the close tomorrow, I mean, we got Snapchat, iRobot, eBay, Texas Instrument, lots of tickers coming in. This earnings season is going to be lit. Okay, so that's basically my watch list this evening. I'm going to close it down for now and start recording my recap on my Microsoft trade today and show you an easy trade that I took. Basically, very clean trade that I took today, and show you how I banked today. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thank you.